Hey guys, well, welcome to the end of May and the end of our May focus on receiving and pursuing call through analyzing Gideon. Just wanted to kind of wrap up this week with a couple of thoughts and questions as we sort of take it home, so to speak. We're going to be talking about this on our live call, really looking forward to that. So for this week, just wanted to sort of zoom in a little bit. One of the things I really wanted that I've really taken away from this process personally has been an increased awareness and understanding of just how much this cycle of both being invited to pursue call and then also being grown by that process really is a lot more, I think, frequent and also less flashy in some ways than I think we often tend to assume and look for. So I've really taken it as an encouragement and to increase my own awareness and be watching more intentionally for those opportunities and those invitations and in a more tangible and practical way. So one question that I have for everyone that I'd really love to hear from you is, what takeaways do you have from this process, from this focus that we've had for the month? What are the key things that have really hit home for you? What are the key things that you're taking away from this? And how is that then going to apply to your life? Are there any situations that you're currently in that looking at it through this lens might help you better understand where you're at? Maybe you're in the testing the call process and you have a lot of doubts and questions, but because you haven't really qualified it as that, you haven't necessarily been engaging it that fully. Wherever you happen to be on that process, please share some of those things with the rest of us. I think we can all, as we all compare notes, my conviction in this is that as we get more intentionally aware of these dynamics, then we become better able to respond to those invitations that God is giving us on a more regular basis, which I think would be really helpful and really fruitful. Another thing I just wanted to mention is that obviously along the way, this is kind of my exposition of this story in Scripture, and I've been thinking about it and looking for other places in Scripture and other examples that I can think of that help kind of both prove and also further expand on the idea. Because I'm fully aware that it's generally not a great idea to develop and to put too much weight on a paradigm or a philosophy just from one source. That's kind of a generally good academic principle. The more I've thought about it, I actually think that you can see this same cycle, this same process of receiving, testing, and pursuing call actually reflected in the lives of lots of different biblical figures. I think it is really obvious in Moses' journey. I think not Joshua, who was I going to say? Well, Joshua's journey, actually. Joseph's story and his experiences. And I think even in Jesus's life and ministry, the more I've looked at it, I'm seeing a lot of parallels to this same type of process with some of the same principles at work. So I would love to hear from you guys, and we can have a discussion around what other stories from Scripture, maybe as one example, might help to illustrate and further prove and refine the basic principles of this, but also stories from your own life and your own history, your own experiences that might kind of make it more tangible and more concrete by kind of helping us better understand what this stuff looks like in practice. Because I think the more that we can kind of share and compare notes in that way, then the better equipped we all are to better recognize, like I was saying earlier, when those invitations and opportunities to engage a new call are being presented to us. So really looking forward to engaging this conversation. We're going to be having the live call, which will be a really great time to just get together as a community and talk about some of these things. But also wanted to this week to just give you the encouragement to let this process, don't just take it in as a thought, oh, that's an interesting thought or an interesting idea. Take the extra step to go beyond just the discipline of reflection, but engage the discipline of interaction by taking 10 minutes to put down some of your thoughts and share them in a post, because the more you're able to do that, even if it's not like a breakthrough revelatory insight, it might just be as simple as, here were the 3 key things that I took away from the series this month, or, here's a quick window into a story that I can think of from my own life or my own experiences that kind of reflect what we were looking at this month. even if it's not necessarily super revelatory to you, it might be exactly the kind of clarity of information or different perspective way of looking at it that would be really helpful to somebody else. So just want to encourage you to do that this week. And it's been really fun working through this process with you guys this month, and looking forward to diving into June in the not too distant future.